Relationships. They're messy, complicated, and sometimes not enjoyable. I mean, you don't need me to tell you, you've all experienced them before and are experiencing them right now. We go through ups and downs, breakups, and friendships that unfortunately fall through. After all, it's not like maintaining a healthy relationship is necessarily easy. It takes a lot of effort, commitment, and genuine care. But in the end, no matter what kind of relationship it is, as long as it's a healthy one, it's usually worth it. Some of you watching might not see much value in relationships, and I do get that. Some people place significant emphasis on relationships while others could take them or leave them. But for most of us, we can agree that certain relationships are actually worth it. But why? Why do we desire relations and friendships with others, and why do we desire the satisfaction that follows? As a Christian, I would say that God designed humans to have community together with an innate passion to interact with others. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, God created man and saw that it was not good for him to be alone. If you don't believe in God or adhere to a different religion, the significance of relationships still remains the same. Some of the best research out there on relationships that I'll be referencing later came directly from people who have no regards for God. But whatever, that's not what this video is about. This is about examining and reflecting on when video game and movie characters stay or give up aspirations because of relationships or a relationship.
We know that close relationships are important. Relationships with family, with intimate partners, with close friends. But one of the things that research finds is that casual relationships also give us a sense of well-being. They make us feel like we belong.
I'm an avid gamer, but I don't typically buy new video games that often. I have my little circle of titles I like, and I stay pretty close to them. However, recently I took a chance on this game called Firewatch. Maybe you've played it or seen some of Queso's playthrough.
Who is that?
There's some guy out here.
Some guy? Wait, he's looking at you? Is he doing anything else?
Who is that?
I don't think so.
Firewatch blew my mind. It's really good, and especially for only $20, at least on the Switch. The language is unnecessarily strong, but if you like actually good story-based games, Firewatch will not disappoint you. You're basically a fire watcher, as the name implies, which admittedly sounds a little lame on the surface at first, but trust me, there's a ton of build-up before you actually enter the forest, and of course while you're in it. Throughout your playthrough as Henry, it's pretty much just you out here, but I won't spoil everything for you. Your only form of communication via walkie-talkie is with your boss Delilah. Red flag Bible name. At first she gives you basic instructions, what you need to do, the general info. As you progress though, Delilah's role metamorphosizes from your boss to your friend, and kinda keeps you from going insane at the same time. Then the same thing happens from Delilah's perspective as well. We go from her newest trainee to trustworthy companion. What's cool about their relationship is that you, the player, actually can shape a little bit of how it unfolds because the game allows you to decide how to respond to some of Delilah's snarky comments. But staying true to the purposes of this video, Delilah, more specifically his relationship with her, is the reason why Henry doesn't escape the forest. I don't want to spoil too much, but just know that there are some serious dangers out here. It is a forest after all, so you know there's like grizzly bears and animals like that roaming around the woods. The biggest threat though is the unknown figure who breaks into your watchtower, frames you and Delilah, and knocks you out cold at one point. I don't know about y'all, but if that sort of stuff was happening to me, I'd take the next chopper out. Henry though, doesn't even mention the idea of escaping to Delilah. Even though serious peril lurks among the forest, it just feels so good to connect with another person, especially a female, since Henry's relationship with his wife is falling apart back at home due to medical complications. Who knew people could get dementia at 40 years old? I mean, wow, hey, you might even learn a few things with Firewatch. Anyways, the playful and perhaps flirtatious banter Henry shares with Delilah is what he's looking for. Especially since it's so lonely in the middle of the forest, connection with another person is just that much more important. Now, just to make it clear, Henry is certainly aware of the danger and the fact that he could easily lose his life out here. He's not like one of those characters from a horror movie who's like, "Oh, what? I didn't see that one coming." He even jokes about the idea that he might die out here to Delilah, which suggests to us that death is not his biggest concern. Everything back home is in shambles, which is why he's out here in the first place, to escape the turmoil back home. So if he loses his life out here, so be it, because Henry has found what I would argue is purpose by befriending Delilah. And Delilah makes it clear that she too very much appreciates their relationship, both directly and indirectly. For example, when you exit a cave, Delilah will frantically inquire to ensure you're okay because you can't communicate while inside caves. She doesn't want to lose you, and Henry doesn't want to lose her either, which is especially evident in the ending. Overall, despite all the dangers Henry has to deal with, he would rather stay to maintain a relationship with a woman he has never physically seen or met. And in the end, when the entire forest is up in flames, the only thing Henry cares about is meeting her. Henry stayed for Delilah.
There was a lot left in me. I never got a chance to show. I keep that to remind me never to go back. I just never expected that world would find me here.
Hey, look, Doc, I'm not them.
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm not.
When is the last time you cared about something except yourself, Hot Rod?
Something cool about the nature of relationships is that they don't really change over time. The movie Cars is an old classic example. I'm sure most of you already know this one quite well, but let's recap for our younger audience members. The movie starts off with a killer introduction of the star of the movie, Lightning McQueen. Right away we see that he's got a pretty big ego, and he's got the skills to back it up, but it gets the best of him, thus costing him the opening title, Raced. Fast forward a bit, and McQueen finds himself stranded, or held against his will, as he says, in a wasteland town called Radiator Springs. At first, McQueen just wants to get out of this dump as soon as possible, but then something happens. You see, before coming to Radiator Springs, McQueen didn't really have any real relationships. I mean, he had his pit crew, but he treats them like crap, so they bail on him after the first race, except for Mac. He's loyal through it all, but only because he's voiced by that Ratzenberger guy, aka Pixar's Good Luck Charm, who's in literally every single Pixar movie. Apparently, though, I did some research, he hasn't been included in Pixar movies since the release of Soul, so now you know. But McQueen never really had a true relationship or friendship. Thankfully, for his own sake, that changes in Radiator Springs. Up until this point, McQueen's mindset was only about racing, more specifically winning. For the first time ever, he actually shifts his genuine attention to another car. Even though Doc, the elder of the town, might technically be in charge, Sally is really the acting manager, and as soon as McQueen sets his eyes on her, he's obviously smitten with her. Over the next couple of days, McQueen spends some quality time with Sally, getting to know her better. But it ain't just Sally who McQueen befriends. Mater is another character in the town who adds serious weight to McQueen's heart. Pretty soon, McQueen feels like a member of the town, this time not against his will. Ironically though, McQueen is then taken against his will by paparazzi and his team when they find him stranded out here. One day he's staring at a beautiful sunset out in the desert, and the next he's competing in a national three-way race for the Piston Cup Championship. Somehow, someway, Doc, Mater, and a few other town members made it and are his new cockpit team, much to McQueen's relief. It's at this point in the movie during the championship race where we really see him stay in the infamous Cars ending when McQueen stops just before crossing the finish line and claiming victory. McQueen looks at the Jumbotron and he sees that Dinoco, one of the competitors, wiped out, thanks to the other racer, Chick Hicks, prone for playing dirty. And in that moment, McQueen is instantly reminded of Doc and how he suffered a similar career-ending wipeout long ago. In a selfless act, McQueen actually sacrifices first place to go back and push Dinoco to the finish line, letting Chick Hicks snag the win. All the drama, tension, and build-up for this moment. And yet, McQueen just passes it up without a doubt in his mind. And why? Because he saw Doc in Dinoco and valued his relationship with him more than the trophy, the glory, or even about being called the best. For McQueen, it was about prioritizing his newfound relationships. In the beginning, I said this video is about when characters stay or give up something because of relationships. I don't think it gets more obvious than McQueen's example at the finish line here. He gave it all up because he found something better than fame and recognition. Positive, meaningful relations with others. McQueen stayed for Doc, Sally, Mater, and everyone else at Radiator Springs.
Save yourself. Go. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Run.
I don't think the story of Link's life has been studied enough at all. I haven't played every single Zelda game in existence, but the general rundown from every Zelda game based on my experience is that Hyrule and Zelda need Link. They need Link to save them from Ganon. Without him, there is no hope because he's the only one capable of saving them. So every single time, the fate of Hyrule rests on his shoulders alone. Now I know Link is one tough cookie, but he does not deserve this or have to put up with that at all. Some might say with great power comes great responsibility, but at the end of the day, Link is still human, and I don't want people to forget that. But is life so miserable that Link does not fear losing his life? Link could easily pack his things up at the sight of Ganon's presence and depart from Hyrule to reach safety elsewhere. After all, Hyrule and Zelda need Link far more than he needs them. Even though most Zelda games don't give us cinematic scenes of the story, more specifically the relationship between Zelda and Link, unlike in Breath of the Wild where we do get that, I think the magnification of their relationship is still pretty much understood. Since Breath of the Wild gives us the clearest portrayal of this, we'll focus on that one. For 100 years, Link has been resting, yet as soon as he hears Zelda's voice when he wakes up, saving her is his top priority. Now I guess you could say it ain't Link doing it because it's us playing through him, and that's kind of fair, but again, that's why we're focusing on Breath of the Wild thanks to its memory system. Early on, our relationship with Zelda is visibly shaky. Zelda, a teenager but also a daughter of the king, and Link, Zelda's voluntarily mute bodyguard. From the start, Link's success burns Zelda internally. She grows quite envious of his rampant success while she continuously struggles to awaken the power inside of her. But then, when the hour of doom draws near in memory number 16 and 17, we see the apex of their relationship come to fruition. No longer does Zelda passively aggressively release her resentment towards Link. Her relationship with him is mature enough that she can be completely vulnerable. Never does Link respond, but you can see in his eyes that his heart breaks seeing Zelda in this state. He is willing to do whatever it takes to save his friend. And as we can see, even on his last leg, Link gave all he had to protect his friend whom he cherished and had a meaningful relationship with. Link stayed for Zelda.
Starlight, Starbright, first star I see tonight. I wish...
I can't believe I fell for it again.
Kitty, you don't understand.
Don't understand what? That you've been playing me this whole time?
I need this wish.
Oh yeah? You wanna know what my wish was? Someone, anyone I could trust.
Hey.
In my whole life, I've never had that. But I thought I finally found that someone, without a wish. I thought it was you. But you're still running. Still the same old Puss in Boots.
But I am not! I am not Puss in Boots! I'm...
Sometimes relationships make us do crazy things. Can I get an amen, church? Perhaps you have a personal experience about someone whom you care deeply about. On page 78 of the book, The Good Life, written by Waldinger and Scholes, there's a passage which reads, "The amount of time we think we have left on Earth shapes our priorities." This quote describes Puss's situation nearly perfectly in the movie Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, by far the best movie of all time, but for those living under a rock, this movie also opens with a stellar introduction. So basically, Puss loses his 8th life, and as we all know, cats have 9 lives. However, it takes Puss a while to understand the seriousness of his current condition. He tries to retire, but Goldilocks and the bears try to hire him to steal a map that leads to the Wishing Star. Oh yeah, but before Goldie even shows up, Puss encounters my star of the movie, the villain, or I guess one of the villains, Death Incarnate.
Sorry to crash the party with your past lives, or your past deaths, as I like to call them.
You are no bounty hunter. You are
Death. And I don't mean it metaphorically, or rhetorically, or poetically, or theoretically, or in any other fancy way. I'm death. Straight up.
Puss is like, oh dang, this guy is actually kinda out of my league, but if I can get the Wishing Star, I can get my lives back. Blah blah blah, more characters get introduced, adventure chases, and so on. These parts are actually really good, by the way. I'm just skipping over them just to tell you only what you need to know. Something worth noting is that Puss's girlfriend, or fiance, I actually don't know like what the actual term is, but they were scheduled to get married, but then they both bailed on each other at the last second, so like, I don't really know. You can make your own opinion on it. Anyways, they pretty much play fight throughout the whole movie. Kind of funny, kind of cute. You can tell they like each other. All their dialogue and interactions are pretty lighthearted and more like playful banter. During the climax, though, we see Waldinger and Scholz's quote in action through Puss. Remember, the only reason Puss actually started on this journey in the first place is to get his lives back. He wants to be that fearless hero he once was with lives to spare. And let's not forget that he's literally being hunted by the incarnation of death itself. And what do you know? He finds the Wishing Star in his very own two paws. While this is happening though, his girlfriend, whose name is literally just Kitty, well, she sees him alone with the Wishing Star and she's like, oh, so you were just gonna use me this whole time just to get closer to the star so you can use it for yourself? Because I think they said they were gonna like share the wish or something earlier in the movie. But anyways, Kitty's mad about it, but she doesn't take the wish away from Puss, but she does say something hurtful about if you get your lives back, keep them out of mine or something, so like Puss feels bad and tries to explain, but he doesn't end up making his wish and getting his lives back. Then there's a mad scramble for the wish until Death appears one final time.
What is that?
Who's that?
He's here for me.
I've enjoyed the chase, Gato. But I think we've reached the end now, you and I.
And once again, the Wishing Star rests in Puss's paws. Puss, this is what you've been after the whole time. Death is right in front of you and you're on your last life. Get those lives back. Nah. You see, at the start, Puss prioritized glory, praise, and admiration. He thought he was immortal. He thought he had plenty of time. But now on his last life, with a clear shot of getting all of that back, his priorities radically change. Puss essentially says, screw what I once thought was important. I found something much better in my relationship with Kitty, and I'm willing to lose my last life for it. I'd rather have one life with her rather than 9 without her. The amount of time we think we have left on Earth shapes our priorities. Puss stayed for Kitty. There are people who you have relationships within your life that greatly influence you. Your relationship might be good or bad, but they still affect you nonetheless. You can't get away from that. It don't matter if you're an introvert, extrovert, or an ambivert. We need other people in our lives regardless of our own personality. Waldinger and Scholz go as far to say that positive relationships are essential to human well-being. There's a lot more that could be said, but at the end of the day, I'm just a junior in college sharing what my ideas are, what I've learned, and what I believe, all while trying to have a little bit of fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
You don't gotta cry, you don't gotta cry no more. I hope you're up there looking down on us with a smile on your face. You don't gotta cry, you don't gotta cry no more. I hope you're up there with God, feeling loved and set free from your pain. I look at the situation you had, might have made a mistake of leaving, but it's making me sad.